Hey guys, it is Carl Brown from GL365 Academy. I've got a beautiful song from Duran Duran today. We're going to learn how to do Save a Prayer. So this is kind of like an acoustic, obviously the acoustic guitar arrangement. It's a lot of like keys and synths and like cool little lines going on there. And live, they add a lot of guitar stuff that's not actually on the recording, I'm going to kind of stick with something that you can hear the little guitar parts a little bit here and there on the original recording, but not much. It's mostly like a keyboard synth-based track. So what I'm doing here is just kind of following the harmony that's going on there, the kind of the overall harmony. And that's going to have me do some voicings that if you were just a typical guitar player, you probably, like just playing the song, you probably wouldn't do it, these exact chords that I'm doing, but I'm trying to, if there's a cool note being played by the keyboard track, maybe I want that in there. That's the case in this chord. You probably just play that as a regular B flat major 7, but I like the sharp 11 at it because that's being played in the keyboards. It's very apparent in the track. So I think it adds a little flair to it. So I'll give you options there when we get there. But anyway, we're going to go through this. It's pretty simple. If you can play basic bar chord shapes, shouldn't have much of an issue getting through it. We're going to have basically 3 chord progressions and a little guitar melody. I'm still going to do that little thing that's played on electric guitar, obviously, but we'll do it. So if you wanted to do it on acoustic or just on electric, it's very simple little melody. Anyway, before I get into it, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell, like and comment the lessons. It really helps. And really, truly, if you're interested in guitar tutorial content on YouTube, support the creators that you watch, whether it's me or anybody else or multiple people. By support, I mean sharing their videos, trying to promote this area of YouTube, which YouTube is not anymore, this kind of guitar tutorial niche. There's a lot of guitar comedians or React places or whatever, but people who do strict tutorial content are just being left in the dust by the little entertainment stuff, which is fine. But you know, it's if you want these creators to continue making material, got to support them. If they have a guitar academy, join it. I have a link to my academy in the description where you get a free 7-day trial, access to all my courses, all the good stuff. You get personalized support from me there, much beyond what I do here on YouTube. And it really helps me keep going on YouTube. And but even if it's me or anybody else, truly, if you want this kind of area of YouTube to continue strong, you're going to have to support it because YouTube isn't anymore. All right? Let's jump into the track. Yeah, I know that's a little bit depressing hearing that news, but it is reality, unfortunately. People can't focus for more than 9 seconds for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully somebody watching this can. Let's see if you can make it to the end of the video. It's kind of an intelligence check here. Anyway, we're going to start here with this intro, which is also kind of the verse of the song here. That little cool little keyboard part. And then we have this chord progression that comes in underneath it. Looks like this, and this is also the chord progression for the verse. So for the verse comes in over this. I don't know the lyrics here, but the melody's kind of like, so you'll know what chords are at. Anyway, so the chords are pretty simple. So it's going to start with just a D minor chord. Now, the cool thing about music that is in minor keys is that we have a lot of options of the chords we use. So minor keys are the chord progressions, generally just straight diatonic chord progressions, pulled from 3 different scale types: natural minor, harmonic minor, and melodic minor. So that gives you different options, like this 4 chord, for instance. So this is where, if we're going through these chords, we get to this 4 chord, this last chord, that could be a G major chord, or a G, and it's all considered D minor. And that's the options when you're in minor keys. You have options of the type of chords you use because we're pulling from different scale types. So you don't say the chord progression is in melodic minor because you're using a major 4-chord either. It's still just D minor. It's just like those minor keys, you get 3 scales to choose from instead of just one if you're in a major key. So that's why generally minor key songs sound a little bit more sophisticated. Anyway, so we're going to start with just a D minor chord here. That's the key we're in, D minor. So this is the basic open position chord, you probably already know. And then we'll go to an F major 7 chord. Now how I'm playing this chord is I'm doing this so it requires no bars, but has still this full nice open sound. So in order to do that, I'm playing the thumb on the first fret there, the low E string. So if you can do that, then the rest of the chord's easy. 3rd fret there on the A, 3rd on the D, 2nd on the G, 1st on the B, and then open high E. That's the 7th there. Now this next chord is a B flat major 7. Now you can just leave it like that and it sounds great. Very more subdued sounding so you have that. So if you don't know what that is, B flat major 7 is 1st fret on the A, 3rd on the D, 2nd on the G, 3rd on the B. So you just play the 4 middle strings like that, or you can do the full bar here and get this F on top. That doesn't sound that great. So on the actual recording, you hear the note being played on the synth. You hear that E note in there. So that's the sharp 11 note. And I think it sounds cool, especially it doesn't sound like great going from this F major 7, then back to that F. Maybe it does, but if I was gonna not play that E on top, I'd just play the 4 middle strings. I wouldn't play that top note. So, but I like the sound of it. So it kind of goes from this D minor, and then when I get to this B flat major 7, I keep that high E string open. And then we go to the G. So we're just in G, and you can tell they're going to the G major chord here. They also have vocal harmonies. So you can hear that. They're going to the G major there. But the option, if they wanted to, they could have done a G minor, right? But they're doing the G major. So that's just the full bar to the 3rd fret. 4th fret there on the G string, 5th on the D, and 5th on the A. So all together, we have those 4 chords, and that's the intro and the verse of the song. Then we get to the chorus. The chorus sounds like this. Don't say it for me now. Save it to the morning after. No, don't say it for me now. Save it to the morning after. Alright, so that is a B minor chord. So that's going to be a bar across the top 5 strings on the at the 2nd fret. So from the high E string across to the A. Full bar, just bar across there. And then in front of that, you'll have the 2nd fret there on the B, 4th fret on the G, and the 3rd fret there on 4th fret on the D. So that's a B minor to standard regular D major. From there, we're going to go to a G major chord. So you should know the basic open chords you should know already. Don't really need a YouTube tutorial for that. You can see it in my academy not academy. You can see it in my just go to Guitar Lessons 365 and watch them. Just click free lessons. You get all these chords if it's basic open chords. But then we go to an F sharp minor chord. So some people don't know that. So that's a full bar at the second fret now across all 6 strings. And then in front of that, you have the 4th fret on the A and the 4th fret there on the D. So far we have this B minor. To the D, G, then that full bar at the second fret, F sharp minor. And then we're going to end it with an A major chord. Now you probably notice I just played it as a bar. So this is the open A string, then the second fret across the D, G, and the B. Or you can just play it like this. It's amazing how many ways people play an A chord. However, like playing an A major, doesn't matter. So that's the chorus. So that's the chorus again. Don't say a prayer for me now. Save it to the morning after. Don't say a prayer for me now. Save it to the morning after. That is a great change when it goes back to the verse riff and he holds that note over, and it's got that back to the D minor. It goes back to the verse riff. So it goes through the verse again, same chord progression, same chorus, and then we get to this after the second chorus. They hear this guitar melody played for the first time. Like I said, the guitar melody is on electric guitar, but I'm not gonna plug one in right now, so we'll just do it here on acoustic. By the way, this melody is played over the chorus chord progression. So you just kind of, you have another guitar player doing that, it just comes out of the chorus. So you just kind of continue with that chord progression. But over that, we have this. All right, so that's at the 10th fret there on the B string. They're like 3 times. Then the 8th fret down to 7. And then roll over to the 7th fret there on the G string. So that's the melody. Then do that again. So the first ending, after you've played that little melody twice, it goes like just. So that's just picking that 7th fret there on the G that you're already there. Slide up to the 9, slide down to 6. So we have this. All right, now it does the melody again, but it has a different ending. So that was that melody played twice again, but then the second ending is just come up here to the 12th fret on the high E string, and then slide down to 9. So all together for that guitar melody. All right, so from there, we go back to the verse. Verse is played the exact same way again. Chorus is played the exact same way again. So like I said, it's a pretty simple song. Then it goes back to that guitar melody again. The guitar melody now is just played twice as long as we just did. So you just double up the guitar melody. This is played the same way, just played twice. And then we get at the 4-minute and 18-second mark, we get to this outro section, which basically what they're doing during a lot of is that they've taken the chord progressions and they're moving them mostly into just natural minor, D natural minor. So they're pulling the chords from there. Like I said, you don't call it D natural, we just call it D minor. But that's the scales that they're going to be pulling a lot of this from now. And it kind of has an interesting way how they do it. It's kind of say a prayer for the morning after. He kind of does all these different stuff. He does this set progression, and then there's some kind of the timing of the changes kind of is altered through it. So let me just play the whole section real quick, and we'll go through it. So it is. All right, so this is not overly confusing. It's basically 2 chord progressions, and then there's just a little transition in between it that they do, just to kind of throw you off a little bit. So first, we start with this 1 chord progression that's straight out of D natural minor. So that's just a D minor chord to a C major chord to that B flat major 9. Now this one I don't like adding that high E string there, so just kind of keep it more subdued. So just those 4 middle strings, that first fret on the A string, 3rd on the D, 2nd on the G, 3rd on the B. And then we're going to go to an A minor chord, not an A major. So the 5 chord in natural minor is minor. So we have this. So you're going to basically do that chord progression 4 times to start. So this starts at the 4-minute and 18-second mark in the song. Just that D minor to C, B flat major 7, A minor. Just repeat that 4 times. So you do that progression 4 times. Then this is where it gets a little odd. They go D minor to C twice, just back and forth, just like. All right, so you just have that kind of thrown in the middle there. So that's just kind of like a transition part, I call it. And then we get to the 2nd chord progression, which is just a slight variation on the first one we just did. And this one's going to be played twice, and then the song's over. So this looks like this. It starts with the same chords. It just goes back to the C right before it starts over the progression. So it looks like this. So you can see right there that basically when they threw that D minor, kind of started bringing it up a little bit, that transition, going back to the D from the C. So then they threw that in the progression. So it's the same chords we did just a minute ago, except it's that D minor to C to that B flat major 7. But now you strum the A minor chord just half as long, just basically hit it once, or hit it twice, and then to the C major. So the C major is kind of a transition chord that pushes us back to the D minor. So we basically do that progression twice, and then you're gonna end the song on a D minor chord, and you're done. All right, so that is it. It's kind of a simple acoustic version that you can play on just one guitar, but it is a fantastic song, amazing melodies and chord progressions, and so it doesn't matter really what format you play it on, whether it's full synths and all this stuff, or just one guy with an acoustic guitar. It's great music, so it's going to work either way. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for guitarlessons365.com.